So there's a little set of numbers. We only just started very, very cold today, so the starting temperature, well, in fact, there's the ambient temperature there, 7.1. Normally the room temperature is 14, 15, 16 degrees. Never done one this cold, so it took 2 hours to bring the tank to temperature just to kick off, which is that PID there. So I've got it set at 90 for my first azeotrope, which, and I'm already running at 89, so I've got a lot richer mix than I originally thought. So moving across, all the temperature probes are now in, obviously. There's how much reflux is running, which is 0.42 maybe litres a minute. So that's how much water is flowing through these twin coils inside this. The outgoing temperature there is 71.6, and the temperature in the boiler is 89, temperature at the bottom of the column 81, next one up 78, next one up, this is after the reflux now, there, about there, is 80, and I've just been running this for 20 minutes. This is 20 minutes post getting rid of the heads and all the nasties, acetone, methanol, ethyl acetate, getting rid of all that stuff, which isn't very much. My Parrot there with the bombing handle means I just dump that first 250 mils. And then just shut that valve and let it run, which it's running quite comfortably here now at... I don't know how to do this with my phone. Zoom in, maybe I'll do it. Is it better? Oh, it's better zoomed in if I could stand still, but I've had a couple of gins now. So we're just under the 80%, just coming up to 80%. And this is the first litre at the top. And there she is trickling in. You can see the air bubbles below, how quick they're popping back to the surface. Always have a look from underneath. Look, there you go. That beautiful. Sometimes you get just one bubble sitting there and spinning. Well, that's what it looks like. There's my litre mark on the top. This is the first litre, so I'm only just getting the column balanced and running. Really, it's 21 minutes, and the next litre will be a lot quicker. And that's from the last gin run. I know it looks a bit fossil oil and clouded, but that's because the ice cubes have melted in it and released them. I've put that in the glass, one shot. Oh, actually, no, that was two. I made a pint. That was 2 shots, which is 4 pub shots, and a good slug of tonic, and yeah, it tastes wonderful. So we've just hit the second litre at 29 minutes, so the first litre was very slow. It's a very, very cold day, never run at this before, so I'm just going to zero that, which is amazingly hard to do with iron, believe it or not. So that's zeroed again, and we got what we got. We got nearly 100 mils in the space between changing bottles. That's what it looks like coming out of Parrot's beak, dropping into the changeover jug. That's our first litre in there. It's slow running, but I've got to tell you. Hang on, I'll just do it in front of you. That's good gin, man. And we're now kicking at... Let's just get that where I can see it. Oh God, that's hard to do through there. That's a good 80%, which is where I should keep the run going. And we're running just under half a litre a minute. There's our temperatures again. Rock solid, you can see. neither of those PIDs are switching off because it's so bloody cold. 6 kilowatts is still haven't. Oh, here we go. So that's the top controlled temperature, just blipped off and back on again. It's at 81. It's just searching. It wants to get up to the 84 that I've set it to, but it's struggling to do it, which makes it all so controllable and barely ticking over. Outgoing temperature of the reflux coolant is 71.7. 7.5 is the temperature at the measuring head. So actually it's a bit stronger than it looks on there, because that measuring head's designed to work at 20 degrees and it's at 9 degrees. Yeah, so everything's running lovely. It tastes fantastic. My gin and tonic's still there, look. Slow drinky, because it's very big drinky. So the changes I made on the reflux condenser just then have changed the flow rate completely. I've got to swap that over to a bottle now. Catch you later. If you can see that little mark just there, yeah, that's the second half litre, and that's taken 11 minutes to run that. So, and it's running. I have tried to. I want to pull it back to the 80 now, from the 84 it was. So that's at about 5432. So it's about 82% there, and I've dropped the flow rate on there down to 0.025, 03 maybe. But that's on the reflux. Okay, so here comes the second litre, almost on the mark at 23 seconds, 26. Yes, oh, it was doing the thing just before I managed to work it out to turn this damn phone on. I'm better off just sitting back. You see a little bubble all on its own. That's perfect brew, man. That is perfect brew. It's so funky when that happens. Yeah, if I stand back and actually make the... I hate these cameras. It's not like a real camera. But it just sits there and dances, you know. Yeah, so I thought I'd show you that. And that, sitting at 80, sweet as a nut. Pouring in there, doing the bubble. Yeah, doing the bubble. There's a set of magic numbers to be remembered. I'm doing this almost as much for me as you. 84, 84, 91. So the azeotrope 91 means there's still like 11% in the barrel to go. And this is litre 2 in there, and that's litre 3 coming up 22 minutes after litre 2. So yeah, right, so that's the cleaning element. Basically it's a pond fountain head in brass, soldered up inside and out to there, which I got a feed switch. So at the end of the run I take the basket out of the gin basket, take the botanicals out, lock them both back together and switch it on. I'll show you in a minute. Right, so it's all back together, thermometers and things all back in holes to stop it leaking, and then all I do really is turn the flush handle, and as you can hear, that's now spraying all the way down the column and offloading into the tank at the bottom. I generally flush it with 50 litres, so I let the tank fill and then switch the pump on there to pump the tank out, and that's clean enough really. As long as you do it straight after the run, pretty well sorted. Really cheap, really easy, and it's saved me hours and hours and hours in cleaning. So maybe
once every other month I take the still apart and use a copper cleaning solution, take the boiler apart and just get a jet wash inside it and clean it all out, take the element out and clean it all out.
So, not very good at all this video recording lark, but just to say that that was just a short video showing you how I run my still. If it's of any use to anyone, by all means pass it on. I do make pretty damn good gin, though, I say myself. I've got to say thank you at this point to George at Ops and Brewing, Barley and Ops Brewing channel. He gave me so much information which I worked out and used to my advantage. Yeah, and also if anyone needs it, there's a really good link which I don't know how to cut and paste that in here. Maybe I'll make a little title block and put it in, but it gives you lots of calculations which are really useful for brewing, particularly like I use them for azeotrope temperatures calculation, so you can change the amount, the proportion. So I start with a mixture of 85-15 water to ethanol. You can put more substances in. You can tell it the resolution you want, and it gives you the starting points and finishing points. And I know I always leave the last 3% behind, so I know when to stop even without tasting it. Really handy. I will give you all the link on the title block at the end of this video. See you now.